Hi, and welcome to the International Bhakti Yoga Society. So, usually before I begin this lecture, I like to ask some of these questions just to get familiar with some people. So, the first question I usually ask is, how many of you have done some sort of yoga? It could be Hatha yoga or any type of yoga that you may have done in the past. So, just think about that for a little bit. Okay? So, what did you hope to achieve by doing yoga? What was the goal involved? It may have been for physical benefit, it may have been for mental benefit, it may have been for spiritual benefit. Usually those are the three that are usually sought after doing yoga. Next is, what are you hoping to find in IBYS? What are you looking for when you come to IBYS? Is there something that you're searching for? Maybe it's a physical goal, maybe it's a mental goal, maybe it's a spiritual goal, maybe it's a life goal. But everybody's going to be searching for something when they come here. That's why you called us. That's why you sent us that email. Okay, so next is I just wanted to ask how many people believe in a soul. So if you are an online viewer, um, do you believe in a soul? Just reflect on that for a second. Okay. Then I'd like to ask, what is karma? And at the moment, I'm just looking for a general definition, nothing big or fancy. So what I like to go into is karma is what goes around, comes around. Okay? Next is, are you vegetarian or interested in becoming vegetarian? The reason I ask this is because we hold vegetarian courses at the International Bhakti Yoga Society. If you are an online member, we can either stream it to you or even send you the recipes and help you with some detailed instructions on making and even posting videos similar to this on vegetarian cooking. This is more of a suggestion when it comes to yoga. It'll help quite a bit. It gives you more mental clarity, etc. Most people think that actually vegetarian cooking is tasteless and monotonous, but if done right, it can actually be very tasty. And you can find a lot of supplements for a lot of the stuff you'd imagine that might be left out if you didn't have meat. Next will be, do you believe in reincarnation? This is usually if you believe in a soul, you're going to believe in reincarnation, and I'll explain in a later video why. For the moment, we'll continue. Okay, so next is, what are humans really looking for? This is actually rated, throughout the world, one of the greatest, how would I say, not really attributes, but what people really are looking for. And I'm just going to get to it a little quickly. It's basically lasting happiness and love. Everybody wants a place where they can be loved and always be happy, right? And I'll show you what I mean by this in a later video. For the moment, I just want to touch upon these topics so you get a basic idea of what I'm going to speak about in the future and how I can help you with actually being able to attain that eternal, lasting happiness and that love that we all search for. Next is desire. Why am I talking about desire? Well, yes, I know a lot of you will be asking me this. It's kind of a random topic to stick especially into a yoga society presentation, right? So the reason I mention desire is because it causes distress, misery, anxiousness, anxiety, stuff that we don't want. This is why we do yoga, so we can get rid of this, right? This is one of the benefits of doing yoga. So, for example, if you desire money, fame, um, anything from the above, there is going to be misery, anxiety, and all other sorts of bad, how would I say, attributions that would come along with that object that you desire. So it's best to just be able to abandon all those desires so you don't have to worry about that. So this is what this yoga helps us to do as well. This is just one of the many benefits that comes from practicing bhakti yoga. So especially when it comes to, oh, this is a very important point. As I talked about desire, it happens here as well, desiring money, fame, etc. We also need to see this on a material platform. If you look at it on two different platforms, a material versus a spiritual platform, you can see that all of the stuff that is on this material platform is very temporary. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, I will post videos on this, and if you still have questions, feel free to email me. My email's at the bottom of this video. I'd be happy to help you with it. So basically in this slide, I'm just elaborating on the desire slide above this, which is as soon as we think anything or even something is ours, it's gone. So whatever's on this material platform will disappear, no matter what we try to do. When we die, it's not going to come with us. All this money, all this fame, it's not gonna travel with us. Okay, so next is consciousness. This is extremely important. As in this example you see on the right, consciousness is important. The killer says, "I shall kill you," but the surgeon says, "I shall save you." So this comes down to conscious decisions. Whatever you decide now will affect your future, right? So this is the point I'm trying to get across. You can use stuff in one way, or you can affect something or affect a predicament in one way, and it will affect something down the road. Especially, like, for example, in this, where you see the chef knife yielded as a weapon, and the same knife in the surgeon's hand actually be able to help somebody. So this kind of explains itself as a conscious decision. Here I like to ask, do you believe in corruption? It may be government corruption, it may be corruption of the mind, it may be just corruption in general. But most people do believe in corruption, and you see it quite a bit, especially now in this world that we live in. I just wanted everybody to be able to get to grips with that. Next is, oh, I'm sorry about this. I didn't get to delete this box, but basically here you can. I hope you can see that. Let me just move this out. Okay, didn't move, but hold on. Here we go. Nope. Let me delete it. Sorry about this. Okay, so activities common to animals and human beings. I'm not saying that we shouldn't kiss, hug, procreate, etc. But we need to look at ourselves from a different viewpoint. We need to see that unlike animals, maybe let's say dogs, birds, cats, chimps, we don't have free will. Excuse me. We have free will that they don't have, right? So this is what distinguishes us from the animals. So since we have that free will, since we have that evolved consciousness, therefore we should pursue yoga. We should pursue something of higher consciousness. Therefore, a higher thinking. Next is, we are habituated to finding shelter in our bad habits. Many people come to us, maybe it's just they smoke, they may do weed, they may do something just off the wall. They're into all these drugs, they're into all these bad influences. But when they come to the International Bhakti Yoga Society and they take up this yoga, it helps control the mind, helps control the senses, and helps you dissolve that habituation in the bad habits. So that is one thing that we help out with. If you do have problems, maybe it's not even with drugs. Maybe it's something like you have problem with time, you have problem with, anything you can imagine that you're having a problem with now can be solved by doing yoga. It's all just based on control of the mind. If you can control the mind, if you can control the senses, and you can master the senses, and you can control the mind, you can be able to do this through yoga. Next is, what is yoga and what is it for? So here I usually ask for basically a basic definition of yoga. And so I'll just give you just kind of a quick definition. You'll see this come up. I'm going to repeat this because these are some of the very basic important principles that should be covered. So what is the definition of yoga? So yoga comes from the root to yog, which is to reform that relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to remember that relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It doesn't have anything to do with the physical aspect of your life, but it helps you, especially, for example, if you have to lose weight. Being able to control the mind, being able to remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead, this all combines to be able to actually control your mind so that you can have more willpower to be able to maybe not eat as much. Maybe if you have an addiction to candy, if you have an addiction to drugs, you'll be able to control that, right? So this is what yoga is. So what we teach is Bhakti Yoga, and I'll get a little bit more into that the more videos we go through. There's different types of yoga. As I mentioned before, there is Hatha Yoga, which is a physical type of yoga, versus mental type of yoga, which is Bhakti Yoga. So Bhakti Yoga helps on a mental plane. Hatha Yoga does help on a physical plane, but it's also a lot more complicated and does not have the same benefits as Bhakti Yoga. And I'll show you what I mean. I will help you with the comparison. So the cool thing about Bhakti Yoga is that it encompasses all yogas in one. What do I mean by that? So Bhakti Yoga, well, actually, let me give you an example. If you had to do all 8 of the main types of yogas, or basically any yoga in general, but mainly the 8 yogas, just Ashtanga yoga in general. If you had to do all those yogas every single day for maybe, let's say, hours on end, right? And then you did Bhakti Yoga one day, Bhakti Yoga, maybe even just for like a couple minutes, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, is going to give you that exact same benefit that you would get from the other 8 Ashtanga yogas, right? So let's continue. So what is the International Bhakti Yoga Society? So this is a place where students, this can mean you're an online student that you like to learn from here, or you can be a student at a university or a student anywhere, can better their own lives while still having fun, serving our precious community, and exploring the world we live in. And this still means we still do yoga. This is just some of the extra benefits that you can have if you are living in Atlanta and would like to help join in. If you would like to set this up overseas, I'd be happy to help you with anything you might need. Most of this we do online, so you don't actually have to worry about that. But you'll understand what I mean in a moment. So some of the activities we have at IBYS, I'm just going to run you through the ones that we'll do online. We can broadcast jam-ins, which are basically spiritual music that anybody can join, play, and it's just kind of a fun thing. It helps you unwind after a heavy week. We can definitely get you started. We can give you a center where you can actually do this. We have an IBYS getaway where we may just go in the continental United States, or we might go overseas. So anyone who is overseas and is taking this course, we might just bump into you. So that'd be kind of cool. Anyway, to continue, we have festivals. We have a mentorship program, which basically, even if you're online, I'll be your mentor. What I'll do is I'll help you spiritually as well as for self-improvement to help you on your way. I'm actually going to cut off here. I'm actually running out of time. I will see you in the next video. Bye.